Excusez-moi. So I was telling that this is our art center where you do have the two temple exhibition. It's going to be open from 2 to 7 this afternoon. But you can go all the groups, only 15 per person inside. So you see with your groups to pitch. Okay? Yeah. So let's go a bit more up to speak about the history.
I didn't understand. That could be years ago.
only 15 anyway.
Kunstutstilling. 2 kunstutstillinger eller 2 utstillinger.
What is this, the tourist guide? The tour guide. I cannot really understand what she said.
She said it was temporary exhibitions of art.
Ah.
So you can go inside if you want.
So wine here is just a byproduct.
Yes. Turf and olives and
To buy the product. Yeah, that's why I said if I could go to toilet first. Oh, so nice here.
That's good for you? Okay. Vous mangez quoi? Iris? Okay. Iris. Oh, yes. Flowers.
C'est quoi?
Onions.
It's not onions for eating, it's flowers.
History, because the vineyard had a lot of history. We see it a bit in the tunnel because it's a sum up about the history. It started here with the Templar order. They built here a commandery, so they were first monks. They were like completely autonomous, and they built this commandery to host pilgrims first. And at some point, we needed people to go into the crusade. That's why they were military too. This was a strategic place too here for the Templar. And this Templar had a lot of money and influence in the kingdom. And the king at this era, Philippe le Bel, was a bit jealous of all this money and influence in the kingdom. So Philippe le Bel decided to put all of them in jail. So they were first here in 1304, so 800 years ago, and in 1308, where they were all in jail. And then they tried to be helped by the Pope, who was an ally of the king, and unfortunately for them, they all burned on stake. But one of the last Templars, his name was Jacques de Molay, put a spell on the king and the Pope, and told them they were going to die 1 year after his death. And it happens. And it's probably the well-known legend, what we know in France, that it calls the wretched king, le roi maudit. And so it happens. The king didn't have male descendants for generation. And so after them, it was Malta order who came here. That's why you do have the Red Cross a bit everywhere in the vineyard. And they were just hosted pilgrims them and healed them if they needed, but they were not military. And so they're still here until the French Revolution. So we just confiscated the vineyard from them. They didn't have all the vineyards. And why here after it was Françoise Rigord family who came here and kept the vineyard for generations, about 2 centuries. And Françoise Rigord for us it's really important for the winemaking thing. In the 70s, she was one of the women who bottled rosé in Provence. She exported rosé in the States in 1977, and she also participated to the creation of the appellation Côte de France. And she was a woman, so it was quite revolutionary to run a vineyard in the 70s. And she decided to retire. Her children didn't want to buy the vineyard because you had a lot of things to do in the vineyard, rebuild, plants, vines, and so on. So Monsieur Sui came here with a friend to visit the vineyards, and his friend wanted to buy the vineyard first, but his friend didn't really like the way to come to the vineyard, too away from the main road for him, and he was not sensitive about all these rocks and so on around. Monsieur Sui didn't say a word during the visit, but he was like, I love this vineyard, I want it. So his friends said, I'm not interested at all. Monsieur Sui said, okay, I will call François Rigord. So he did, and he said, I want your vineyard. I would love to buy it. And this is still Monsieur Sui, who is the owner since 2001.
So when did I start with the wine?
And when did you start here, the wine?
Yes.
With the Templar, or even the
They
Romans?
started to plant.
Yeah, the first came here was the Roman. We find the old villa in one of our plots, and the Romans came here and had vines, I guess, but we didn't find them because you had wars, the phylloxera and so on, so a lot of vines disappeared. But the Templar had vines before, and they had wheat too. And but all you can see here, this is calade. This stone, we used it before to beat this wheat, to do flour after, and do bread.
We commercialize wine first. Let's continue? Yeah? Okay.
This is very wide. Napakalawak na tong vineyard. Bistro.
Det var en merkelig arkitektur midt inni her.
Yan, tumitikim na sila ng wine. Depende sa wine. Every bottle. May white wine, may red wine, may rose wine. Titikim sila. Alam mo naman ko sila mahilig sa mga wine. Ako lang hindi mainom. Bago ko pag-uwi namin, mga lasing na itong mga kasamahan ko. Ako ang hindi umiinom.
So this one you have 5 different grapes inside. So it's a majority of Cinsault,
Sigmund.
Grenache, Syrah, Mourvèdre, and Tibourat. A question for you.
You still have
Have
a
you
lot of
ever
wine.
heard
You
about
can taste
Tibourat?
it.
Ja, det er en smart idé, da. Lage piknik og ta med seg.
Very good. Yung pagkain may parang salad.
Ha det morsomt!
Send ut igjen.
Rosé. Pour le rouge ensuite.
Her er det rouge.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux, monsieur? Non, pas lui. Pas monsieur. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Ici. Oui, j'arrivais de l'autre côté. Qu'est-ce que tu veux?
Peyrassol. Håper at smaksprøvene ble godt mottatt.
etter maten, som kommer snart, skal vi ha mulighet til å få kjøpe litt god vin. For det jeg smakte på, i hvert fall likte jeg det. Det falt i behag. Og her har jeg valgt rødvin, for jeg er veldig glad i god rødvin. Og det første som jeg så, det var selve kjolen, heter det på fransk, belle robe, Helene. Da solen skinte på det, så jeg var veldig god. Bon appétit, som det heter på fransk. Og så treffes vi på.
Bon appétit, bon appétit.
Cheers.
Skål.
Når treffes vi på bussen? Skal vi gå rett til bussen når vi har skjønt?
Bon, alors ça va. Alors du coup, vous avez la verrine avec les petits légumes. Ici, c'est une salade d'endives, pommes et crème de chèvre.
Her grønnsaker med geitekrem og endivier.
Ensuite, celle-ci, c'est une verrine poulet taille.
Her kommer thai-kylling.
Là, vous avez pâte provençale et tomate confit.
Her kommer provençalsk pasta og konfiserte tomater.
Et la dernière, c'est une verrine coupée, façon aioli, mais très légère.
Tunfisk, aioli, og litt ganske lett, som du sier. Merci beaucoup.
Poulet taille. Bon appétit. Merci.
Og så fikk jeg kjøpt et vrak i Belgia. Det var kuttet av noter og forstilling og alt sånt. Sendte jeg i kasse til Norge. Og så faren min satt det sammen. Og det var originalen igjen.
Det er sikkert rådvill også. Det høres ikke ut som det er rådvill, nemlig, når du har bygd huset ditt selv. Det passer nok ikke.
Nei, men det går fint. Det går fint. Jeg jobber med ryggen hver dag.
Hvor lett er det å få lov til å bygge 4 garasjer på en eiendom i Frankrike? Nei.